Why you need a picture of what you own. Hi, this is Josh Horn of Horn Valuation. I help owners build, value, and sell their businesses. Do you have a picture of what you own? Even if it's just your operating business and a piece of real estate that's somehow connected, do you have that down in a picture format where you can look at it at a glance and say, okay, this is how it's set up, this is how it's structured? If you don't, and certainly if you have many businesses and many pieces of real estate, I encourage you to add that to your file. And I'm going to show you how to do this today with a simple process. Why does this matter? Well, as I found out recently in a case I'm consulting on, sometimes what is thought to be the case in terms of ownership is not what is reality. So the understanding is that it's owned a certain way when in fact there may be layers or there may be additional owners involved in the various businesses. A picture tells 1,000 words, and many people can look at a picture and go, oh, now I understand it. That's what I'm going to show you here, and it's only going to take a few minutes. We're going to look at the various businesses owned by Mr. Owns a Lot. It could be Mrs. Owns a Lot, Ms. Owns a Lot, whatever the case may be. We're going to keep it simple here. So Mr. Owns a Lot, step by step, again, developing a picture of what you own or your client if you're advising them. Mr. Owns a Lot has Company A, and they own 30% of it, but it doesn't stop there. Mr. Owns a Lot also owns 100% of Company B. Still with me? So we're up to 2 companies. Finally, gets a little trickier here. Company B owns 20% of Company C. That's mapped out. It's in picture format. We've looked at all the ownership documents, the legal documents, the tax returns, confirmed all of these correspond to what's on this page here. Picture format. I did this in PowerPoint in just a few minutes. You could draw it. Whatever you do, just make sure you put it in a secure, safe location and you update it as needed. Map it out just like this or something similar. Why does this matter? I'm going to show you an example of what could happen if this is not mapped out, because I really think that visually it really drives it home. But what can go wrong if you don't do this? Let's take a look. Here's a basic spreadsheet to show you how Mr. Owns a Lot's business net worth is calculated. So this is the estimated values of all his businesses put together. And recall the picture that we did first, how we mapped this out visually so we understand what is going on. That was the first step. Now I'm going to a spreadsheet, a simple spreadsheet. These are all made up, of course, and how you would calculate the values of the businesses put together. From left to right, we've got Company A, B, and C. Pretty easy on Company A because it is a 30% ownership. We've already factored in any potential discounts for the fact that it is not owned 100%. Those are already factored in. Company B, however, has the wrinkle because it also owns a piece of Company C, 20%. So that comes into play up here with the $1.5 million. That adds to the value of Company B. A significant addition to the value of Company B, because as it happens, Company C is a valuable company at roughly $7.5 million, even though it's only about a 20% ownership. Presumably, it's generating more cash, it's potentially larger, whatever the case may be. Company C is clearly a needle mover for Mr. Owns a Lot. Now, what happens if we don't use the pictures? If we get sloppy, get lazy, whatever, what could happen? That's simply we forget about Company C. Somehow or another, Company C gets lost in the shuffle, and $1.5 million of value is just forgotten about, missed, it's a mistake, it's an error, whatever you want to call it, because that visual was not laid out. It wasn't done. Now let's summarize why this is important. Why you need a picture of what you own. In summary, why should you do this? Well, I think as the old saying goes, a picture tells 1,000 words. And as you look at this picture here, immediately most of us are going to go, okay, I get it. That's where we start. It's going to tell many, many words. It's easy to process. It's easier for our brains to understand what's happening. Second, it's either going to confirm or fix what we think we know. Sometimes what we think we know is not what is actually the case when we get down to the documents. So that's why you have the picture. So you got to have the picture, you have the documents. Do they match? Match them up. Get the understanding, get it down on paper. Finally, is this what you want? Sometimes life changes. This may not make sense to you. I have seen things that would blow your mind. There are people all over this chart. There are entities everywhere. There's this going here and this going here, and it's everywhere. This wouldn't be a big enough page. We'd have to have 2, 3, 4 pages. That may make sense for you. It may not. Sometimes families change, people die, businesses go away, whatever. Sometimes the advisors set it up with the best of intentions, and sometimes it just doesn't make sense anymore. And you have to go back to your advisors and change it. This is why you need a picture of what you own. This is Josh Horn, CPA of Horn Valuation. Get in touch with me if you have any questions. Have a great day. Bye.